Well, it's Christmas Eve. And I thought I'd give you a little Christmas present. We're not going to solve an Advent of Code problem today. No. Today, what we're going to do in high discipline mode is refactor and clean up day 12. Because we left it in a bit of a shambles. So, onward. So we begin, as we always do, by refactoring our tests. And we left our tests in, well, less than perfect shape, shall we say. Now, during the first day, we did do some nice refactoring here. We created these nice should move ship functions, which certainly made these tests easier to read. This one, well, we didn't make that one very nice because it was a one of a kind. Does that mean we shouldn't refactor it better? No, we probably should. So let's do that. Let's create a function called should go forward. Okay, fine. And let's put that here right after should move ship. And it will take, of course, the world, and it will take the distance. Comma, no commas, Bob. The distance and the expected position. That will be our expectation. Good. And by the way, we should probably change this to expected position as well. So let's do that. It's a simple enough change. All right, good. Now should go forward the implementation is just this. We're going to copy that. And then we're going to say should go forward. And then it's just world and 10 and 10 comma 0. 10 not comma 0, 10 0. So that would be the place where we expect it to be. Okay, now we should be able to take this out of there, and we'll have to be very careful about this because I think that leaves a parenthesis behind. Oh, no, it doesn't. Apparently not. All right, and then we should be able to go up here to should go forward, paste that in there. Unfortunately, we don't have an extract method refactoring. Wouldn't it be nice if we did? And let us push the auto button. And, oh yes, this was the final result. So let's make sure we put that in there so that our tests pass. This would have been all the way down here. How nice. And now our tests should pass. And they do. Lovely. 47 examples. All right. Now we should move our waypoints. And the mechanism is the same. So I'm going to fast forward this for you because you don't need to watch me do all of these by hand. On the other hand, it'll go pretty quickly, but I'll still fast forward it for you. All right, that looks like it does a pretty good job. It's much nicer now than it was. And I think we can make it even nicer by removing all of the its. Because this is all about moving the ship and the waypoint. And on the other hand, those hits probably aren't harming anything, so let's just leave them there. Our rotating does well. It's already clean enough, I'd say. The rotate waypoint could use the same kind of refactoring, so I'll speed this one up as well, and we'll get to the finish. All right, well, that was easy enough. A little tedious, perhaps, but not bad. Let's clean up these blank lines. They should be separated by one blank line. That's good. And these seem to not be separated by blank lines. Which do I like better? Oh, let's put the blank lines in, because that, I think, gives us a little more reading room. Good. These look fine. You may recall that we had an issue yesterday with the order of the expected and the actual. And in Speckle J, when you do a should equal, the first argument is expected and the second argument is actual. So this one is written correctly, but this one is not. But I think we can fix that by simply inverting them. And I don't think that breaks anything. No. And this one is correct, but this one is not. So let's go get that. And we'll put it there. And, of course, do that. Now, I don't think that broke anything. No, it didn't. And this one is also wrong. So let's get this one and put it there. Now, that doesn't break anything. And this one is also wrong, so let's get that one. Now, you can kind of see the advantage to creating these little helper functions. They concentrated all of the should equals in one place, which made it much easier for me to fix that particular mistake that I made. All right, let's continue on. And this part of the test looks very good. I like all of this. Now we have these. And I think these will probably benefit from the same refactoring. However, I have a suspicion that the with redefs will not work in a helper function. We will try. We will see. Let's just see if it will. And that would be an easy thing to do. So let's say, oh heavens, what should we do? Well, should call. Now what am I calling here? I'm calling move ship. That's what I'm calling down here, right? Or I'm expecting to be able to call move ship, and I'm executing the command move north. So, okay. How about this? The command should call. Now, what command is it? It is the move ship command. The move ship command should call. And what are we executing? It's the move north. Move north. Move north. So that's the name of the command that we are executing. Move north. Good. And the distance. Remember that all commands have an ID and an argument. So all commands will fit this way. Okay, and it should call It should call move ship. Now, this is a little bit trickier. That's what I actually have to do. That's the function it has to call. And it has to call with the arguments. Okay. If I can shorten this, it would get shortened to a command like this, to a function call like this. Now let's see if we can write that function. Should not be very difficult. Let's assume that we can. Okay, and this is going to be the command and the argument, the function, and the parameters. Okay, good enough. Now we do the with readfs. This is going to be the function. Okay, and this we will call the function. That's just the tag, right? So this is going to be the function here. We're going to execute the command and the arg. Okay, and it should work. It should call the function with the parameters. Okay, I mean, that's very interesting. Now, I'm going to run this, and I think it's all set up. So let's see if it runs. Ooh, heavens, it says error compiling var at 108. Well, 108 is with readfs, function stub function. Well, what has it got? 62 levels, syntax error. See, I'm not sure that you can actually do that. Yeah, unresolved var function. It doesn't know how to do this, which is a shame. And maybe there's some way, but I believe there's some kind of macro nonsense going on inside of SpecklJ that makes this difficult. It doesn't know what that is. And therefore it says, well, I can't help you. So I don't believe I can do this refactoring that I'd like to do. Now, I may be naive about SpecklJ. Maybe there is some way to do what I want, but it does not appear that there is, and I don't feel like trying to debug this at the moment. So we will leave these as they are, as unfortunately ugly as they are. We will leave them because I cannot figure out how to resolve them. All right, execute to, well, you know, it will call move, yes, okay, this is the execute to command, and I think this should be execute with waypoints. Now, I'm not going to make a big deal out of this, right? So that's how we execute with waypoints. That's execute 2. And where's execute 1? Is that up here somewhere? Oh, yes, okay. That's all that stuff. Execute without waypoints. Let's say execute command without waypoints. Yeah, all right. So that kind of tells us the two differences. All right, one of them is called execute command. The other one is called execute to command. Let's see if that's true. Is that true? Or are they all called execute command? Yeah, execute with waypoints. It still just calls execute command. Okay. That's very interesting. Wow. So I have a whole set of tests here that are just wrong. Pair programmers, where were you? These tests are wrong. All of the tests for execute command 2 are wrong because they don't call execute command 2. They call execute command and they leave the function being called as move ship. Now this is remarkable. All of our discipline yesterday, and we just wrote these tests wrong. And now I'm finding it as I refactor. Let us see what happens when we actually change it to work properly. Oh heavens, look at that. Now, if I were to make this execute command 2, it should fail. Oh yes, it fails. Okay, guys. This should be execute command 2. This should not be move ship, it should be move waypoint. And boy, oh boy, did we get lucky or what? Wow. Wow. Where were my pair programmers? Holy cow, man. Okay. Wow. Okay, well, we're going to fix this. Huh. Woo! You know, it never hurts to reread the code, even when you think you've got it working. Wow. Wow. Boy. Oof. Okay, this is working. This is forward ship. But that's not what it should be called. It should be forward to waypoint. Wow. Okay, now rotate. Rotate waypoint. Man. They all work because I wrote them correctly. They're trivial enough. Man. Now look at me carefully, guys. Make sure I'm doing this right because, gee whiz, that's scary. I wonder if any of you actually saw that. Wow. Okay. So now I'm going to change the name of execute command. Because the name of that is ugly. So let's call that execute waypoint command. Execute command with for waypoints. Okay, that's good. I don't think that broke anything. No. And let's change the other one from execute command to execute command without waypoint. A little better. Okay, wow. Woo! Okay, parsing I think is fine. Move forward, yes, that's okay. Acceptance test, we don't need the trail. We never needed the trail. Okay, I don't think that's going to hurt anything, right? Okay. This all looks fine. Okay, let's change the name of that to execute commands without waypoints. And this is going to be execute commands with waypoint. And I'm having trouble with my singulars and plurals, am I not? I think I had the same problem up here, yes. Okay. Probably should join that one. Yep. Okay, I like to leave the describes and the lets on separate lines, so actually I'm going to leave that one where it was because that's a describe. Okay, good. There's the acceptance test. I think those are fine. Those are fine. Here's the solutions. Fine, fine, fine. I believe the rest of these tests are pretty clean. So let's move over to the data. Okay. The namespace really doesn't need to have that dangling paren. There's our test data. Test data really doesn't belong here, does it? That belongs over in the spec. So let's move it to the spec. Yep, okay, the test data should be up here. And actually, we can put it down by the acceptance tests. All right, let's see. And I think everything will still pass. It does. Okay. Go back to the data. Is there anything wrong with this? Well, it's duplicated for one thing. So we've got this duplicated code. And it is really duplicated. What's the difference? The difference is that one moves the vessel, one moves the ship. So it adds to the position, and the other one adds to the waypoint. Now that's interesting. Could it really be as simple as this? Position is probably the wrong name. Let's call it the coordinates, position, point. How about point? Point is maybe a, well, no, let's let it be point. Now, if that is correct, if I did this correct, then move ship should be changed to, let me just do this carefully. Okay, I'm going to comment that out. And I'm just going to say move position, move point. Okay, we'll get that. World, direction, position. Now, does that pass all the tests? No. Unable to resolve symbol distance. Oh, yes. Okay. World direction, distance, and position. Okay, that's an argument. Let's do this now. Ah, yes, this passes. And so I should be able to take and get rid of that. And now the name of this should be move point. Okay. Well, that means that I should be able to do the same with this one. And all my tests should still pass. Yes. Okay, well, that's nice. Forward ship doesn't change. V add and V scale look pretty good. Forward to waypoint. Well, I'm not sure I can do much with that. That's, you know, pretty obvious. I could have destructured these. I'm not sure it would be any better if I destructured those, so I'm not going to. Rotate ship. Well, this is the big one, right? I mean, somehow or another, this one has got, like, you know, a whole bunch of conps in it. It's got this modular arithmetic, and I did it in 360 degrees, which really wasn't necessary, although it didn't hurt anything. All right, so is there a simple way to resolve this nicely? Someone recommended in the notes that I should use maps, and I easily could use maps. You know, I could create a map of directions to compass headings, and that would be very straightforward, and then I wouldn't need this cond P. On the other hand, cond P is a map. Now, okay, here, how about this? What if I took that, and I turned that into a function saying, get me the compass head, give me the compass heading from a direction. Okay, so how about that? Let's do that. Let's just take this, and we'll do a heading. Is it heading? Or is it a direction? It's a direction. Direction to compass. Okay. Is that right? Let's just look at it again. No, it definitely is the heading. It's this heading. Okay, so let's take this again. We'll take that out. All right. Okay, and this is going to be heading to compass of heading. Fine. And let's write that. And here's where we could do this little trick of def and minus, because nobody's ever going to call this, right? Heading to, so that makes it private. Compass, heading, ding. Okay. Test still pass. Lovely, no problem. Good. Now, now we want to rotate the direction with an argument. Okay. Rotate compass. Yeah, that's the rotate compass, right? So we're going to take and determine the rotation from the direction. Okay, get rotation. How about that? Get rotation. All right. So that won't be too hard, will it? Okay, yep. Makes perfect sense. Does it work? Does. Now what's this? This is compass to heading. Okay. Let's do that one. I think that works. Yep, that works. And now final compass. I don't know that we need, but it's fine. Fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. I don't think I'm going to put that in a function. That was just a little too obvious. All right. So I could, I could have be rotate compass, but okay. Now, is that as good as maps? Would maps be better? I think those are maps. So, okay. It's prettier the way it is now. And let's just do that, and let's do that. That's fine. Good. This one. I'm not going to touch this. Although I could take that, and it takes in the direction and the waypoint, and I could call this rotate waypoint. Although that is the name of the function. I don't think I'm going to mess with it. I think it's fine. And, okay, I'm not going to touch it. No. Too much could go wrong if I try to play a game with this one. Execute command without waypoint. Lovely. And execute command for waypoint. Now, there's a lot of duplication here. And what's the difference? Well, the difference is these functions. They are all different. I could use a multi-method here. That would be interesting. Pardon the vacuum cleaner noise. I could use a multi-method here. That might be interesting. But I don't think so. Because there's only 2 of them. If there were 3, I'd be really tempted. But I don't think I'm going to mess with it. Parse line. I'm not going to mess with that. That's fine. Execute commands without waypoint. Execute commands with waypoint. Once again, this is duplicated code. On the other hand, there's only 2 of them. I could create a function and pass this in as an argument, but I don't think I'm going to do that. And here's the Manhattan distance. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that is sufficient. I think we have refactored this. It's at least better than it was. So, Boy Scout principle, we will leave it in a better shape than we found it. And we fixed that one terrible testing bug. Oh my goodness, I can't believe that one. Anyway, Merry Christmas. That's your Christmas present for today. I hope you enjoyed it. See you on the next one.